bro.
What did you say?
I said, bro.
You should take those shades off. I already don't like this. I see where this is going.
Bro, the glare was killing me, bro. That's why I had to.
The glare?
I literally bought him today to be
You
ready
didn't have
for
a
this.
pair of sunglasses?
No, I didn't have these rimless ones. The other one, they make
okay.
me look like I'm blind.
I'm going to let you know, these also make you look like you're blind.
Oh, really?
Yes, they do. You're just missing the cup with the pencils in it.
Man, he's hating on your swag, bro.
You think so, bro?
Yeah.
I think they do make you look like you're blind.
Yeah.
I'm going to believe preacher, bro. Punisher, sorry.
You think a preacher?
Punisher. I mean, he's a preacher here.
Yeah, he's swag.
He used to be a punisher.
Now he's converted? You're saying he's turned a new leaf?
He's giving advice now.
If Punisher ends up becoming a born-again Christian, that would be the most hysterical thing. You become one of those guys, you're like, I was leading a life of sin.
Yeah, I got my own.
Once you get all fucked out, like once you get...
Reverend Punisher.
Reverend Punisher.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro.
It was Rev Pun.
I trust him, bro. When it comes to fashion, I trust him, bro. He knows what's
There
up.
you go.
Yeah, the swag. He got the swag. He got the.
We up?
Fair enough.
Okay.
Thanks,
Go
bro.
to the comments. Let's see, they coming in. They should be dropping.
Are we live?
What up? GYBB, say that again. GYBB, get your balls back. WWDD. What would Dante do? The sexual revolution is being podcasted, and I'm excited. What's going on? Harry?
Hey, bud.
Pun.
Yo.
Vishnu. I forgot.
Matrix Vishnu is here.
Red Pill Vishnu.
Yes.
In the building. Just on with your swag. What up, everybody? Last week, everybody deserted me, but Punisher. I'm sorry.
This is not true. This is not the case. You didn't tell me we were recording until
I
2
told
hours.
you.
You did not. You did not.
Last month.
That's not true at all. That's not. You're just making things up.
I told you
we were still at the other studio last month.
Well, you didn't come last month either, so
that's not true. It's been a web of lies here. This is not Ace at all.
That is true. That is not Ace. So it's good that you showed up.
I'm happy here. Yeah.
Nice that you showed up.
Yes, sir.
Pun.
Yo.
Good to see you again.
Yes, sir.
Bro, you told me last time 6 o'clock, and then I asked him another question. He said 8, so I thought it said 8, and I came late.
Son.
So it was my fault.
It was your fault.
So why did you blame him? You turned around real quick, Vishnu. No, you got to stand up.
I owned it up, bro.
Tell this man.
That
stand
goes
up for
to
yourself.
his honesty.
You don't even know it, motherfucker.
Bro, I'm learning, bro.
You've been on this show how many? You don't know it's Ace yet?
Ace.
What does A stand for?
It stands for...
Get out. Fucking you.
Well, I didn't realize that's what he was doing. He was starting honesty. He goes, honesty.
No, honesty,
He's
empathy,
calling
dignity.
Empathy for E.
He's Jamaican.
Yeah.
Empathy
He's
for
Jamaican.
E.
He's Hayes.
C for word.
A for honesty.
Honesty.
I know E for empathy.
Honesty.
I know E for empathy, bro.
Empathy is there. You got that
That's
one.
my thing. That's
what you're focusing on. You're
That's
like,
all I need.
Yeah.
Empathy.
That's a good way to do it. You're like, I'm just focused on the
I can live my entire
E.
life with empathy.
You gotta forget it. I'm fucking finished today. Sitting, we was here saving fucking Patty's life. None of y'all showed up.
Harry margin calling. What does that even mean?
What?
He says I'm margin calling. Oh, with the laptop? Is that what he's meant? Because I have the laptop. I'm day trading. That makes sense.
That makes sense.
I want to keep track of some of the.
Yo, don't forget. Send me some money, y'all. Cash App is up. Stop playing. Send me some money. Big shout to the great and powerful Xavier. Holla. What the deal? Everybody coming in. The numbers is coming in slow. We just going live. This is the second time in the studio. We're going to try and do the calls today. I'm hoping we good today. Patty, you think we good? All right. So big shouts to, let's get the number up in the building. Or day. Just hit the show. Show? Y'all ready for some show? Is that the right one?
Well, let's see. Yeah. There you go. There's the numbers.
Bam. There we go.
There's the
telephone numbers up. We were talking about. I was actually dealing with my boy. I'm not going to say his name because he's going through a lot of shit. But one of the things everybody wants to explain their position. When they doing fuck shit, guys doing fuck shit, and you explaining your position.
That is true. Nobody ever has to explain why you're helping the homeless. You know what I mean? Like, this is not what it looks like. Let me explain.
I'm scooping soup for the homeless. I don't need to figure that out. I'm just saying, it's just explanation for bullshit. So if you're in a toxic relationship, I get that we do things that sometimes we don't know, and we walk into a situation that we may not understand. The problem is the second time you understand. You know,
you should.
You understand. You've seen this before. You watch this. You're watching reruns now. So if you're dealing with somebody that's highly toxic, you already know this. You already know. It's and so if you consistently keeping this person in your life, you know what to expect. Which is, at some point in time, you have to take responsibility for the fact that you are signing up for this. And understand something. And one of the things that I've learned by doing this podcast for years and years and years is that I don't judge what people doing. Only time I judge is do not play the game. That's old. What was that movie, Harry? You know,
War Games.
War Games.
The only way to
win is to not play the game, right? Once it goes down, you're stuck. But if you've gone through a situation where you know that this person is toxic, or even just the mix of you two is toxic, the second time you let her in your house, it's a problem. Like,
it's on you.
It's on you. You can't blame nobody else. Now, what I was saying about not judging anybody is I've learned not to judge people. For instance, if you're gonna be a punk and you're gonna let somebody run your life, I'm not. That's fine if that's how you want to live. I'm here to show you that you don't have to live that way. That you can make a difference. Now, that doesn't mean you can be with the same girl who's going to be abusive. You might have to find another girl. But if the person is if their constitution, what I mean by their constitution is overall who they are as people is who they are. And people don't change. They stay the same. They're consistent with the situation. And the only time I find that people ever change is when there is catastrophic something that happens that makes you go, oh, wow, I really have to change. Like life or death or relationship ending or whatever the fuck it is. The point is that you have to take responsibility for the fact that you're setting yourself up for the same shit every time when somebody has shown you how they're going to treat you. And I what I was saying, my point was I don't judge people because I understand a lot of times it's difficult. It's difficult to let go sometimes. Sometimes we're attached to it. Sometimes we're in a situation where we don't think that we're worthy of a better life or a better situation. So what we do is we tend to do the same things. We do the same things over and over again. We end up with the same outcomes. And even in the interim of us ending up with the same kind, we're acting like, oh, well, I did this and she did this, or you know what else and I go, nah, dog, this is the second time this chick is breaking stuff in your house or cussing you out or whatever. This is not the first time. So I'm okay with the fact that if that's the life you want to live, if you want to be sheltered, if you want to be controlled, if you want to feel like you're walking around on eggshells, like you can't say what you mean, you can't say what you feel because you're worrying about where you're in a situation, but you have to understand that you are signing up for this nonsense over and over and over again. And if you don't make different choices, it will not change.
Would you say that there are people it takes time to understand due to trauma and stuff what they're dealing with, that it's not acceptable? Because what do you mean? I will say from my experience, early on, not anymore, but I grew up in a household where people did awful shit all the time,
right?
But they were also loving. So that taught me that it's acceptable that somebody's doing awful shit as long as they're also loving at some point.
Well,
but it took me a long time to understand that that's not an acceptable way to live.
So what I would say to that is when you have learned throughout the course of your life that this is what you deserve. Like you are so accustomed to this being the way things operate in your home that you consistently put up with the same nonsense over and over again.
Then you shouldn't be complaining, right? Then you shouldn't even complain. That's the life you chose.
I
agree with that, but what if you don't understand that you chose that? What he's saying
I would say that I didn't understand that it was toxic because I didn't view it as toxic because I didn't know there was a different way.
Maybe it wasn't bothering you. Like some people.
No, it bothered me.
It
bothered me, but at the same time, I just thought like this is what relationships are.
You wanted to sleep with the devil, and you were like, you made your choice. You're like, I can.
No, it's not that I wanted.
I can ignore this uncomfortable situation here.
No, you do that shit all the time. What you talking about?
No, I'm just talking. Everybody does it.
No, everybody don't do it.
No, you fight sometimes, and you're like, okay, we're going to settle this, and then move on.
You can fight sometimes, but you can have disagreements. But at some point where it becomes a toxic and it's difficult, where you're going past disagreement where it's affecting you. Yeah. But in my case at the time, I didn't understand that I just thought all relationships were like this to a degree. But even then, I did have a boundary where I go, all right, this is not working. Yeah. And I got to figure out how to get out of this.
You're saying you noticed that it was uncomfortable, but you just didn't know how? Or it took you time? What was the thing it took you time to know? This is not cool.
I don't remember one particular thing. It was just like a frog in boiling water.
Big shout out to Camille in the city. Thank you for the $2 on the Cash App. Thank you, darling. Appreciate you. Hit me on that Cash App. Send me some money, y'all. Stop playing.
And she said, so I shouldn't spin the block, not add another body?
No. And I'm not saying you shouldn't spin you can spin the block if you think that. But once you understand what the constitution of the person is,
right.
Don't expect them to be something different.
That's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
If you understand that this is what they are, then you can spin as many times as you want.
You can do whatever you want to do.
Understand that like it's going to come with our friend Ryan Reese, our good pal Ryan.
He loves a crazy model.
Loves a crazy stripper / model. But now he knows he knows it. He's understands
it. He don't bitch about it no more. So so if you having sex and all of a sudden she starts crying, and then you got to stop.
He just buys more tissues.
Right? You got to stop and take a break. And then she gets up and she gets dressed in the sweats and runs down the block.
Right.
Then she calls you at 3 o'clock in the morning from a park bench somewhere.
Sure.
Or from some guy's house. That's what you signing up for.
That's exciting.
Yeah, you fuck with that? You fuck with?
Oh yeah.
You like a little crazy?
I keep a toxic one, man. You just
you
want
enjoy
it to be
having
normal?
a toxic one? I want normalcy. I mean, I want good sex, but I want normalcy.
How do you get your practice in?
I don't need the practice. I don't need this.
I'm 60. I don't need no more practice.
I need how you stay sharp.
No, you reach a certain age. You're like,
there's plenty of shit going on without you. I gotta stop fucking because you crying? Like
Bill Russell stopped
but he's
practicing.
Punisher, though, bro. Nobody's
that
gonna
is
fuck
true.
with him.
You do like punishment.
Crying just makes it more passionate.
I mean, you're not going to be with him unless you like punishment.
I didn't realize how much of the punishment is self-inflicted. I thought you were like, punishing just other people, but some of the punishment is coming back to you.
Hey, man, I got to be well-rounded
I'm ready for the
with
punishment.
my skill level. Man. If I only deal with normal girls, how can I help everyone?
This is true.
I got to test it out so then I know what to tell you.
He's doing for the greater good, bro.
I have made enough mistakes in my life for the rest of my life.
No such thing.
But if I don't get me wrong. I mean, there's always mistakes. There's people are still making the mistakes. The problem is that whether or not you want to make the mistakes, I think it should be a reasonable. I just think you should know what you're doing.
What you're getting into.
You should be. If you say, "Oh, I like a little crazy," who am I to judge?
I mean, some crazy ones
I didn't
need.
say I just like the practice.
Crazy ones need partners too.
The practice, man.
You got a call? We got a call.
Let's go. Crank it up. If you crank it up, can we hear?
Yeah, I won't, you don't have to tap on.
You don't have to. There we go.
What's your name? Where you calling from, family?
Hi, my name's Kevin Brennan, Dante.
What's up, Kev?
Kevin Brennan.
What's going on, Kev?
Dante, you got to come on my show because a lot of people who do my show have problems with women, and you're the expert.
Are those people Kevin Brennan?
Kevin, you still with your lady or no?
Yeah, we're 20-year anniversary this Thursday.
Congratulations. Congratulations. People don't know. You know, me and Kevin had many talks.
I remember.
You remember that, Kev?
Yeah. I had some hiccups 10 years back with the old lady, but we worked it out.
Yeah, I hope I was able to help.
You were. Dante, who are these people on your show? It looks like an ICE detention center.
Well, that's actually where we're filming from now.
Times are tough.
You don't know Harry? You don't know Harry?
I don't think
to my left?
I think, we've run into each other a couple
I don't know.
times.
I've been out of the loop. I don't do as much stand-up anymore, so I'm not meeting all the Harrys that are out there.
Okay, so Harry's been co-hosting with me since the beginning. Did you ever come to do the show when we had the show in my house?
I don't know if we had Kevin Brennan on.
No.
I know I did yours a couple times. So then there's Punisher is most well known for fucking
Cassie
P. Diddy's girl, the one that sued P. Diddy.
Yeah, that usually makes me speechless.
Yeah. He's the one that they called him in the court to talk to testify against Diddy. And then there's Vishnu is a comic from China.
Asia, bro.
So
the Indian guy?
Yeah. Yeah, he's
a comic.
He's Japanese.
He's a stand-up comedian.
But he does a fake. That's a real Indian accent, or it's a fake?
No, that's my accent, bro. Don't make fun of it. I like my accent. Fuck that.
What are you doing, Kev? You should
you.
come in one day and do the show.
No, you got to do my show.
I'll do it. You told me you got my number. Call me. Let's do it.
Yeah, because I do a StreamYard show every day live, so you can do it any day you want. But we need help over here.
Okay, I'll call and I'll definitely come and help. You know that.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right, brother. Thanks for calling in, Kev. Good to hear from you.
God bless.
You got SOS, bro. You got Dante Nero symbol in the air.
That's crazy. What I love about Kevin Brennan,
Like
he has your number, but he chose to call in to book a guest appointment, which is a very Kevin Brennan thing to do,
Kev.
by the way. He's very funny.
I love Kev.
Nuts is all shit, but very funny.
I love Kev.
Tremendously funny.
But Kev was having, because Kev married this Dominican chick, and it was like very spicy.
Yeah.
And so, but you gotta, but he got.
I'm glad they worked it out, because 10 years ago, I remember him on air talking about. I forget which show, but he was. It was not going well.
Yeah, I helped him out a little.
But good, I'm glad. I don't know. Listen, they got kids together, right?
Yeah.
So I'm happy anytime.
I think a couple.
I think. Well, she's Dominican. It's a couple minimum.
Well,
that's like a 3-baby minimum.
That's cool. That was cool. Him calling in.
Yeah, it's very nice.
I'll come out, Kev. If you're still listening, I'll come out.
I think you could just do it from. He said StreamYard. Oh, you can come out, but you can always
whatever.
Pop in.
But yeah, it's a lot of times I think what happens is everything that you know about life, all of a sudden when it comes to you liking somebody or it's somebody attractive or something like that, you forget all of your rules of engagement. And if you're dealing with if you're doing business with somebody who lies and embezzles and does all kind, I mean, I don't know how you expect to not have that as a, that's always there. It may not happen right. It may not be happening right now, but it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And if you have somebody that's toxic, this is something that I was talking about. You got to really be the rock that she can feel that where you have to, we used to say you need to be consistently unaffected.
Yeah.
So that no matter what goes on, you're not affected by what's going on around it. That makes her feel as though she can trust you, because no matter how crazy it gets, you're able to go, listen, calm down. what's going on, what is this, is that, is this, and then how can we resolve it? But if she goes, I don't know what to do, my job is so crazy, and you go, oh my God, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Like you are not you're not. First
You're not reliable or
you're not
dependable.
compatible.
It's super unattractive. It's only a matter of time until she dumps you because you can't give her the same kind of feminine energy when she's looking to you. You have to be stoic and be able to analyze.
It's like two negatives trying to be together.
I had this thing. So my son is in England, right? And so, and his mom is super liberal, progressive, right? And so
hippy dippy a little bit.
Yeah, she's definitely hippy dippy. And mom was hippy dippy, and and I FaceTime him one day, and he's got red nail polish on. My son has red nail polish on.
Did you break a dollhouse over? Is it?
I did not.
You didn't do the Kevin Hart?
Now look, I'm gonna say this is what's interesting. This is where being calm and being able to see. Being able to foresee what's going to happen before it happens. Now, I know, right, that prospectively, that putting nail polish on a kid does not make a kid gay.
I had nail polish on my hands when I was a kid. I loved it.
Oh, Dad, that's a bad sign.
I like until at 6 or 7, someone is like,
Who put
I don't
it on
think
your
boys
nails?
should be having that thing. I was like, why not? Why can't boys have it? What the fuck? Why could only girls have it?
What did your dad say?
My dad didn't care. I mean, I was my grandparents, but like, and someone was like, I don't think you should wear it. I'm like, fuck that. And then I didn't wear it because.
I'm missing the sounding board.
Yeah, no.
But you know what I'm saying?
Oh, you're missing the sound. Yeah, what happened to that?
We got to get the sound.
We'll get the soundboard. You dodged a bullet, Vishnu. This would have been 15 straight minutes.
I'm delivered.
I have delivered.
I don't know, but it's also a situation where I get what you're saying, but the point is, and I know that that's not a
Well, it's not gonna turn your son gay. Nor would you. I don't think you would
It's not
care
a big deal, bro.
if he was
How
gay.
is your
It's
son?
fun to color your fingers. Like,
at the time when it happened, he was like 4.
Okay.
yeah, that's nothing. Like, he probably.
I'm not gay no
There
more.
you go.
Bro, he's Gen Z too, bro. Second version of Gen Z. Those guys have no boundaries. They'll be fine.
I get it. But what I'm saying is, me being an old school dude, I was like, this is somebody put. I'm not gay.
I'm not gay no more. Yeah, they beat you to it. Someone also put pun jumping on grenades for people, for all of us.
Yeah, man.
That was another
Somebody got to
one.
date the crazy ones, man. Help
They're
everyone.
saying you should watch the movie
He's helping the
Obsession.
humanity.
But here's the thing. And he's got like this bright red nail polish on, right? Now, I know that doesn't make somebody gay, but I also know that my wife is like super, she's super like hippity dippy and whatever. In fact, I believe my wife would love it if my son was gay. Like they could shop and do whatever. Anyway, but I thought about it like a lot of times because I'm traveling, a lot of times she's overwhelmed with him and has so much to do that she doesn't have, she's always fighting for more time with him and time for herself. My point is, she took this time and put this nail polish on my son, and even though I knew I was being a little homophobic about it, I knew that it was going to be I knew that it was going to be something that she would eventually have to take the nail polish off.
Right.
Now, you know my son. My son is off the hook. He's a boy.
He's not going to sit still to
He ain't
get
gonna
nail
sit still.
polish removed.
So now you got this. You've created a whole nother job for yourself, right? Because eventually nail polish is going to start chipping, and you got to sit him down. Now you got to hold him down and do each finger, clean off each finger, and then what are you going to do? You're gonna you got to take the nail polish off. What are you
It's
going to do?
be more effort than it's
Yeah,
worth for
it's just
her.
not worth it. Whereas I won't like. I'm always trying to simplify my life.
Yeah.
Like I would never have a house and have a white carpet.
Bro,
Sure,
I
of
peeled
course
it off myself, though. Like, you get all these holes in your finger.
You're missing
He's
the point.
4, dude.
Yeah.
I know, but it's just fun, bro. I don't think you're...
Them glasses is making you dumb.
We need to.
I'm not.
Want the sounder again? Look, I mean, I also think it's whatever. It's just a manly thing where you're like, I gotta deal with this. But if you had to deal with it, you deal with it. But you're like,
right.
But sometimes don't you think like things like that, like when there is an issue between you and your wife, and you realize you're being more rigid than, then you kind of move toward the right. I mean, toward the left or whatever. Doesn't that make sense? Like, I mean, maybe.
What do you mean? Should I compromise? Not
compromise. It's like, you grew up in a time where that is like, what the fuck? Like, how could my child have,
So
but then,
I'm admittedly, I was a little freaked out about it, but especially my thing was also that, why would you do something that's going to create more work for you?
It's fun for the kid.
No,
right?
what I'm saying is, why would you do something that is going to create more work for you when you don't have to? When you could just say no.
But that's a kid. That's a love.
Yeah, but you can also say no.
But it's hard to say no to a kid, bro.
This is why your kids are going to be a fucking nightmare.
No, I mean, there are things where you entertain them. So there are times you tell them, like, bro, this is not right.
I agree, but you don't entertain something that is going to create more work that really has no...
I don't think so, bro.
Okay, okay, we'll see.
Because I have kids, so I'm like,
Yes, but what I would say to you is, a kid doesn't know, like, if you tell a kid no, right? One thing with my son is this. If I tell him no, I say it once. I don't say it twice. The second time, I'm on him, physically on him, removing him. And there's a reason why I do that, because I don't want
removing him from whatever he's doing that he's not supposed to be doing.
Because I don't want there to be no wiggle room between when I talk and I give you tell you to do something and when you decide to do it. So just kids will act like that. Well, they have all day to figure out your weaknesses and the things that they can also tell when you ain't having it no more. They know the tone of your voice. I was watching this video on Instagram, and the cute little girl, she's like, sit down, baby, sit down, baby, sit down. And she's like, no. And the mother goes, sit the fuck down, right? And she jumps and
sits down.
It sits right. So
that's a great compilation.
Yeah. So it is a situation where because having a kid stick a fork in a plug, right?
Yeah.
Where he could be shocked to death,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Or you telling your kid he's running down the block and he's getting ready to run into oncoming traffic. When you say stop, you want your kid to be able to know to stop because you said so. Because the kid doesn't know the difference between sticking his fork in a plug and
stealing extra
cookies.
Right.
Yeah. I told my 4-year-old, but not even 3, he was about to run into the traffic. I said, you run into that car is going to hit you and you're going to die. He looked at me, he was scared shitless. He never ran into traffic again. I mean, I think if you give him a
sometimes
good
you don't have time for
example
that.
of why
What
you
I'm
can't
saying,
do it.
what if it happens? What if all of a sudden the kid is running, you go to tell the kid to stop?
I mean,
and because you haven't prepared him for when you speak that you mean
it. Tone, yeah.
I got one for you.
Yeah.
Go.
My brother, my middle brother, the champ, you know him, the boxer.
To get the gloves.
He was sitting. He had worked a hard day at construction. I was staying at his house during COVID, and he's sitting there eating his food, and he's got the 4-year-old. He has the iPad going. He's watching some YouTube video, and it's loud. And my brother's just putting rice into his mouth. He goes, "Listen, hey, turn that down. That's too loud. Turn it down." And then he eats for another minute, and his son ignores him. And then my brother, without looking at him, goes, "Hey man, I know you heard me, and I know you know how to turn that down. Either you turn that down, or I'm gonna snap that thing in half over my knee." And then all of a sudden,
yeah,
but it was like a bar. Like, I know you heard me. He didn't even look at the kid.
Yeah.
I will break that thing in half.
You know what time it is. But I'm thinking it's important to not have it. And I would say, even in relationships, you're not going to reprimand your significant other or your partner, but the fact that you maintain your credibility and there's no wiggle room in what you say and what you mean, it kills all of the extra bullshit.
So don't you think there is a different in terms of like, say your kid want to paint his fingernails and you're like, I don't think that will look good on you, versus your kid trying to put his fork inside a plug point, where you're like, no, fucking not do that.
But does your kid know the difference?
They do, like,
No, they don't.
No, you tell them, like, you tell them.
The kid doesn't know until they stick the fork. You asked me, so I'm answering. Yeah. If your kid does not, your 4-year-old doesn't know the difference between one or the other, now when they get older, they may know there's a difference in sticking their finger in a plug or dropping crumbs or spilling milk, but they don't know the difference.
Here is the thing, though. There is a difference in tone. Like, for example, I see what you're saying, but I'm just like telling you with what I understood with my kids. Say, like, there is a thing like painting your fingernails, which is not a big deal for me. That tone, I'll be like, hey, I don't think it will look good on you, but do whatever you want. But then when he tries to run into traffic, the tone is like, stop. And that
but
is
Dante
like a
didn't
different...
mention anything about tone. He just mentioned consistency.
But the point is, like, there is a difference to the consequences, right? One is
kids don't care about the tone; they care about the repercussion. Because how many times you've seen a mom going,
scream
stop,
like a maniac? Stop.
No,
if there's no repercussions to it, then the kid won't stop.
That's the training, right? Like with my kids, like they know when I say change my tone to certain way, my kid knows.
But they still have to learn that.
But
they still have to learn that.
Yeah. But it doesn't take that long.
How many times does it take for the kid to run out in the street? How many times does the kid have to run out in the street before they get hit by a truck? How many chances do you get?
I'll tell you. First time I saw my kid literally leave my hand, try to go. I said, "You go there. You see those cars? They're big, and you are not even as big as a tire. You will die." He'll turn back and held my hand. The guy he doesn't run like that anymore. Because when they understand, I think you got to give them like their intelligence. I really believe you got to give them credit for the kids' intelligence too.
We got a super chat, by the way.
Hold on.
One second. We got a super chat. Mr. Slideaway, always good to the show. $5. Dante, I went to a club solo and laid down 30 bricks. I went again the next week and laid down 17. I felt like I was a cowboy at a shooting range. There you go. That's how you lay the 5 bricks.
Now, if you lay 30 and then 17, it removes your anxiety in a way that you don't have any clue.
There's no way you could give a fuck about the 47th.
Yeah.
The 47th yes or no is
exactly.
You're not going to be as effective. By the way, laying the 5 bricks it's giving a compliment, a non-sexual compliment to
I'm working on the online course, but I'm working on that right now. But anyway, go ahead. Can you read that other one?
Which one is that one?
I like being a monster more fear, Maddie.
If we pull that up, I feel it's a. Maddie says I feel it's a balance of equal parts of love and fear. Your child should love you as deeply as they are afraid of you, and not afraid like physically afraid like being a monster, but more fear of disappointing you as a father. If you love your child. If you love your kid enough, they will be afraid of disappointing you, and that's where it's a balance.
I agree.
Agreed. Yeah, but what I'm saying is you make the whole situation easier. Now, why am I talking about this? Let me put this back into relationships. Yeah. If I say somebody, if somebody calls me out of my name, if some chick calls me, I can't even. Yeah, it's hard for me to even say that because it just don't.
Bald motherfucker.
All right,
old
motherfucker,
piece of shit. You wanted examples? I'm trying to help. I'm not saying for me.
Let's go with
you
bitch.
Tattooed bastard. Things like that. Whatever.
All right,
just random.
So here's my. The thing is, the first time it's said, it needs to be checked.
Right.
It needs to be checked in a way that there's no option.
Right.
Listen, I don't speak to you like that. And it's unacceptable for you to speak to me that way. And therefore, if that happens again, then maybe we're just not right for each other. So often when guys are in situations where the baby getting a little piece or something, or they're willing to sacrifice their own personal integrity. So I'm gonna just stick with it, and I'll write, here goes fucking Punisher. He'll play along, and then so then I get laid, right? But what I found more than anything is when you don't play along, you always get laid anyway. It's very rarely that you shut somebody down when they're being disrespectful and they don't find that attractive. It may initially
people respect you more for it. Yeah.
I mean, you got to know your worth.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's part of it.
But the point is, if you leave wiggle room in like light between the space of being respected or not being respected, you're asking for it to happen again. So now the person says, well, okay, there has boundaries, but I'm not sure. And how far can I push the boundaries? How far can I not push the boundaries? And then you're in a situation where it's unpleasant because you're always negotiating what the boundaries are. And I'm very clear about it, especially somebody calling me out a name. If not, somebody's call me out, might call me a bitch or this or that, because it never gets better. It always gets worse. It's always worse because once she's comfortable or even he's comfortable with somebody talking to you crazy like that, then it continuously gets worse.
Yeah.
And then when she's going, fuck your mother.
Yeah, it's too late by then.
Like it's too late.
Your mother's a bitch. Your sister's a bitch. You're like, all right.
And I would say the same thing is with kids. It's like you cannot leave that if you don't leave that leeway.
I think there's a balance, though.
There's not. The balance is what? That you should let a kid get away with something you tell him?
I think Vishnu is confusing
I kind of want to, I want him to be a kid too. I don't want to be
but
like,
who said I'm not letting him be a kid?
Yeah. Kid is like.
I'm just saying. I think people. I've also seen people in relationships and in terms of kids where people are yelling for no reason. Don't do this. Don't do it. Get out of there.
That's also bad.
I don't do that either. Yeah. I don't speak up if the kid is doing what's cool for him to do. I'm not a helicopter dad or mom where I'm watching the kid and everything, I'm scrutinizing him. I'm not doing that either. So if he's playing and he's doing his thing, I don't say. I'm only going to say something when it's necessary.
Like sometimes I let him fall and then I'm like, see, I told you, and then next time he don't run around. I will like, first time there's water there, I'll be like, wipe it off or you're going to fall on your face. And then he keeps running around without wiping it off, the water. And then he falls on his face.
Here's my point. You opening your mouth. So when we talk about ACE, just so you know what ACE is, because you clearly don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I know you, bro.
It's authenticity, credibility, and empathy. Part of the credibility is that when you talk, you mean it.
Yeah.
But if it's not something that bothers you or something or whatever, then you don't. What does it say?
I feel Maddie gave us another comment. I feel that there are certain things that you just don't say around your kids and not expect a certain reaction. Perfect example is I know a bunch of people that have children and came home all of their children's lives complaining about work, and now their kid is old enough to work and they're surprised that their kid doesn't want to work, knowing that their parents came home every night complaining about work.
It's not about saying, though. They observe you.
Yes. No, but they don't care what you say.
Yeah, they
care what you do.
Yeah, exactly.
Your actions, they're watching
your actions. But that's Dante's point, is his actions are consistent.
They can tell you, they can see you and tell you you're happy or not. Kids are not dumb.
I mean,
I think they're actually more, we kind of get cloudy as we get older. But as a kid, I think you're very clear, good and bad, who's a good guy and who's bad.
I think it's just a gray area in between. I get the point you're making of keep the same standard in your relationships and the kids and stuff like that. And I get what you're saying. There's more lead. You're saying there's more leadway with a kid.
Yeah.
And it should be a higher expectation standard.
Yeah, because that's an adult
for a relationship.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's to each his own, man. Some people do what they think is the best version of parenting, and their kids still come out train wrecks.
Yes, but
right? And then you got kids that
but I also think
no guidance.
That's up to them in the point. But I'm just saying, most people are not even they're not even contemplating this question. They're not contemplating this question in relationships. They're not contemplating this question in child rearing. They're not most people are just in it, floating, trying to figure out what the fuck is going on, and they're inconsistent because they never thought about the stance. What I'm saying is, I had my son late, right? When I tell him don't do something, he stops immediately. Now, when it comes to her, he don't give a fuck about what he don't give a fuck what she's saying.
Going right through that stop sign.
Yeah, like he's gonna do whatever. So there's a situation where so he knows the difference, and he knows the difference from when I talk. And anytime I'm dating somebody, if I say that this is unacceptable behavior, if you got reckless language, or you got somebody who's going through your phone, or you got somebody who's yelling, even allowing, you're mad at, like your wife is mad at you, mad at something else, and then she's taking it. None of that is acceptable to me. I will stop it and say, listen, and I don't think that I'm being unreasonable. If I say, if you have something wrong, I don't mind being the rock that you lean on.
Yeah.
But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to be in a situation where you are allowed to be emotionally use me as some kind of emotional punching bag.
Yeah.
And I don't care what I don't care what you're accustomed to.
Yeah.
So if I ask you out on a date and you don't show and you're late, I'm going to leave. Because what's the best way to teach somebody that you can't use my time? We got a call? Yeah. I'm gonna leave because if I leave, then Now I'm also not mad. I'm gonna just go. Well, I'll just I'm gonna head on home. And then they're like, well, what? I mean, what? Where you go? Well, listen, I understand, and then I will have this conversation. I'll say, I understand that you're not used to somebody wanting you to respect your time. I get that. So, I mean, we're learning each other. But I don't really wait around for people for that. And I'm surely not going to wait around unless somebody calls me and asks for the grace period. My time is important to me. If it's not important to you, that's fine. But if it's not important to you, then I'm just not going to be, I'm just not going to let you do, because all you're doing is saying that this behavior is acceptable. And the minute you say this behavior is acceptable, it will happen again. I've had guys who I've consulted with, and they stood up about somebody just being. I remember one dude was out. He waited for like an hour and 15 minutes for this, and then he said, listen, the lateness, and she goes, well, you got to get used to that. I'm all over the place. At that point in time, I go, it's probably best.
You know what's all over the place? Your place. You go home.
Yeah, see, so you know me. You know what I'm going to do.
You want to stick it out.
Yo, man, to me, you got to have space, man. There's some people that don't make it to work on time.
Here's the thing. It's not okay.
But I'm not saying it's okay, but I don't, like you it's a hard line deal breaker for you. It's not for me.
But here's what I would say. When you don't create those boundaries, Punisher, you're opening the door up for other stuff.
But it's always going to be stuff. That's how I see.
I get that.
So what stuff do you want? Like, I'm not going to get rid of a quality girl on a whole bunch of different levels because she has a lateness problem.
Well, let me ask you this. When is it just a lateness problem where it doesn't lead to something else? When you have here's what I would say. I say this all the time. You don't have to eat the whole birthday cake to know that it was made with rotten eggs. All you need is a spoonful. So when somebody shows you these things, I'm not saying it's a huge problem, but it could be a huge problem if you don't pay attention, if you don't check it. And people do things with people that they can get away with it, and they don't do it with other people who they know they can't get away with it.
But I get it, but I think we all agree there are some people that just specifically they just have an issue with time and arriving on time, and especially me in terms of understanding women. And if she's taking extra time because she wants to look the best she wants to look for me, and this is an insecurity thing and it slows her up or whatever the case may be, her intention is still right. You know what I'm saying? And I'm penalizing her for her intention now if it's something that needs to be time managed or whatever the case may be, because with a woman that I deal with her, once we get past a certain point, I'm managing all of that. I'm controlling all that. I'm driving that, right?
Yeah,
so when I know she's late and I know she has a time issue, then I'm going to make sure she's on time. But if through the door it's like, yo, you're late, you're out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I didn't say, but that's not what I'm saying either.
Yeah, but I mean, once you make that hard line stance, if she has a lateness problem, she's going to be late again. So it's either you're gonna get rid of her,
I mean, it has nothing to do with her
because
love
you're making an assumption that this check is gonna make her on time. And
No,
it's not
what
necessarily
I'm saying people do what they have to do. If I go, look, I agree. If you had $1 million in a paper bag somewhere and you told me you got to be here at 8:00, right? There's some people who just ain't gonna be there for even with the $1 million.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. So there is also, but I think we can manage. I think early on in the relationship is an opportunity to set the boundaries. I don't wait till the end to set the boundaries.
The red lines.
I agree with
red
that.
lines.
I agree with
Speaking
that.
of boundaries, speaking of,
we gotta go.
let's. All right, here we go. So this is from Soulful AI. And this is they got £5, so from the UK. Had a situationship for 2 years, and she held me on while she was with somebody else. She ended things on Friday, but wanted to stay in touch. I went no contact. There you go. This is a good man. That's how you do it. Good.
I mean, I think that if you want this, and I think there's also a situation. I should say I'm not so cold that I don't understand that people are not perfect. But I think there's also a situation where where in general people have always,
We got a call.
We got a call. What's your name? Where you calling from, family?
Live from Seattle.
What up, Live? What's going on?
Man, I'm just hearing you guys talk about it. And Dante, I don't think that what you're saying really has a gray area, and I agree. Like, I don't think that there's any. I think it's black and white, like you say.
But
Like,
what about the big blob of love, bro?
What?
Love, every relationship.
You
has
got to hit
love.
us with that word like the fourth
I don't know
time.
what the fuck you just said.
No, because
a big it's not. We're not missing your point. We don't even understand.
We don't know what the fuck you
We don't
just
understand
said.
the entry level here. What you're going with?
Because when you talk about it,
repeat the phrase that you repeated.
Big blob of love, that thing, the unknown in there.
A big blob
of love, the thing called love.
Love?
L-O-V-E, love.
I didn't understand that.
He got it.
No, he didn't get it.
Not him.
No, I know he said love.
Yeah.
You said it from the beginning. You know he said love.
Yeah.
That's what I assumed.
Yeah,
right.
that's what
Then
the
the second
colors
and
spell
third.
Love, L-O-V-E, love.
Elvo.
L-O-V-E.
Okay.
Shit.
Damn, dude, you guys can't.
No, you're not going to do this. You act like we're crazy.
Bro. Like, people can speak
Patty,
to me.
you know he said loud.
Elbow.
Bro, no matter what
Lob.
accent people speak in Telugu to me, I get it. I don't get like how you guys don't understand your
We
own
can't
language.
hear you. You speak low.
It's fucked up.
You speak low.
Americans got a problem, bro.
Americans got a
Yeah,
problem.
they don't understand any
You know
accent
what?
other than their own
I'm
fucking
voting
accent.
Republican. I'm voting for Trump a third time.
Brandon,
You got
we come
me.
on
sir.
at 6
This is the
o'clock. 6
problem.
o'clock Eastern time.
Sorry.
We can't
Just so
even
you
do
know.
business with anybody because we can't understand anybody else's accent.
Okay, we still have a caller on the line. What were you saying?
Lob says there's no
Loud.
gray area. Now, what I do think it's okay, I also understand that things happen and things happen.
Yeah.
But for somebody to be late and don't call you, or don't give you a call or a
Communicate,
text,
Oh, yeah, they don't
or
respect
something
you.
where
yeah.
they're just like, I'm just late and I don't give, and whatever, I'll get there when you get there. I'm just not okay with that. And I get what you're saying, manage, but and you said that people are late, they late, or they have a time problem. Yeah, and there's also that there's certain girls that'll eat the groceries, and girls, they'll eat your groceries and not Vishnu's. Like people choose, they pick and choose who they're gonna be, who they're gonna stand up for, who they're gonna cry. I'm counseling this dude right now. His girl cusses him the fuck out and throws shit out.
Oh, yeah.
But she gotta, they're not exclusive, and the dude she fucks with never says that, she don't curse, she don't scream, she don't get out, and she gives him the respect. So it's not that she's not capable of it. This is interesting. I'm gonna tell you something interesting, because, and we're talking about this live. You still there, right?
Yeah.
So Harry would speak to this. When Harry's pops was super disrespectful to him.
Sure, yeah.
But when it came to Harry's mom,
Oh, no, yeah. He was scared of my mom because my mom is nuts. My mom is relentless.
She's relentless.
Relentless.
She
and repetitive. She don't get tired.
She don't give a fuck. So when
not embarrassed at the supermarket, at the Walmart, she was screaming at him. They're not married, by the way. She found him at the Walmart. And in the deli section, or in the dairy section, just screaming out in public.
You gave me herpes.
She oh, son of a bitch. So you no good motherfucker.
You gotta hide him.
You have to hide him.
She told the lawyer his name was Osama.
The lawyer called him Mr. Taliban, and he goes, "My name is not Taliban." He goes, "I'm sorry, she just kept referring to you as the Taliban."
So what I'm saying is, people respect the people who demand.
Afraid of my mom,
who demand the respect, right. And so, but then with Harry, he would do all kinds of fuck shit to Harry.
Yeah.
And Harry was like, well, this is just kind of what he does. And I'm like, yeah, but he don't do it with her.
I had to change
there's always a situation where people will do it to somebody who they allow do it. And Pun, you know me from back in the days. If I said on site, if a dude wasn't paying the money right, nobody cheated me.
Oh, no, I agree to that. I know.
But it's the same thing, though.
Yeah, listen, I know that's your flow. Right. I'm just saying
it just doesn't bother him as much.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think those hard lines are really based on your specific boundaries. It's what matters to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm more lenient, like we was talking about with my man yesterday. She said she coming with a gay friend. You might be like, nah, I ain't trying to hang like that. And I might be like, bring them, right? And just work around it, I think if it's a consistent characteristic that goes on long periods of time, it depends how much of an obstacle or issue it really is.
Now, Lob, do you have any experience with that in the past?
Read that.
Absolutely. No, I do. That's the thing. Like, so I've been on a date and she said she was going to pay for all this. I got there, I called her. She had just woke up, right?
Wait, you got to the place and she just woke up?
Oh. She had just woken up. She pulled up. I did the thing. I waited for like 45 minutes, mostly because I wanted to eat for free. But it was just like that.
Did she at least pay for the food?
She did, but she tried when I was like, "Yo, like that's crazy, 45 hour late." She kept trying to be like, "Well, don't make such a big deal out of it," and that let me know everything I need to know about her, all off rip. So like. What was the point of really putting any kind of energy toward her? Like,
was she apologetic when she came in?
No, she was like, "You tripping?"
No, she was hell no. She was like,
yeah.
She might have. She like, "Oh my God, I'm sorry," but then she was
now,
like, "But
Pun,
don't, it's not that big of a deal
this.
Or whatever."
If how do you feel if the girl was unapologetically late? Would that be different for you?
Well, I mean, that's a character thing, right? But I'm gonna check in. Like I'm always checking what's going on, right? I'm always checking what's going on. It's feeling people out. Like I said, you're not gonna get no perfect person, right? So
never.
You got them. You got it to some degree. Understand them, get where things is coming from, and then figure it out. Because a lot of stuff is carryover baggage, right? Yeah. So, like for example, myself, I came out of a relationship that was argumentative, right? So then I go into my next relationship, and out of consistent habit, when there's a disagreement, I automatically elevate. But it has nothing to do with the new person.
Fair enough.
You know what I'm saying? But this is a consistent behavior I developed from the relationship before. Now, do I want that to be a situation where I'm hardlined? You know what I'm saying? And
right.
Or do I get a chance to realize that I'm not in the same circumstance and now I gotta adjust?
Yeah, but how would you if she was like, "Listen, I'm not gonna have you arguing with me. So, like, if we can't do this, so if you can't get it together, that's the thing that makes you go, you can, and here's the thing, Point, I know you're a good dude in terms, you would go, I realize you would do that kind of self-introspection and go, I was in my last relationship and I'm just so accustomed to that, to elevate that. And then you could have a conversation and say, hey, listen, I don't, like if she says to you, look, that's just not how I am. I don't want to argue with you. I care about you. And if there's something, we could talk about it. Does that give you the space to trying to fix it.
Yeah, but it's one thing when she says it in conjunction of working through me. If she says, "Yo, I'm out, I'm leaving," you don't talk. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a different.
Yeah, but I'm also not saying that. I'm saying I personally. My time is important to me. I've taken a lot of time and effort to move things out of the way because I think that you're important. And I think spending time with you is something that I really want to do. But you have to respect my time because my time is limited anyway. So if you can't, at least have the decency to give me a call or this or start early so that we can spend the time together because I don't have time to just waste waiting in some place. And I would explain that. If I got other stuff to do, I'd be like, well, we can reschedule this another time. But I understand that you may not be accustomed to way that I operate, but I just want to be clear about what's important to me and what's negotiable and not. But I also believe this is something that I say this all the time. Relationships are easy as hell. Just know what your non-negotiables are and never negotiate them. And for you, those things are not negotiable, but they're negotiable.
Yeah.
But the point is, when you have somebody when you're not communicative about what is your non-negotiables are, and you don't stick to that. But you also got to be honest about what those non-negotiables are. Like, is it okay for you to be sitting up waiting for her all the time? And if that's okay with you, like I don't judge that. I'm just saying the things that you are. What'd you say, Live?
I think you should judge that. I feel like there are certain actions that people make that are incompatible with others. Like when you mentioned Harry's dad arguing, that's something that maybe intrinsic to his character, right?
It is, but here's the crazy thing, Live. It's not intrinsic because he knows who not to fuck with.
Yeah.
Well, that's not necessary, but that's only because there's a level of discomfort, and eventually, who is somebody when they're comfortable? And what happens?
The point is, he bows down to a level when it's uncomfortable for him. Bro, because I'm kind to him and I'm not making it uncomfortable. Now he's going to be abusive to me. It's like picking on somebody you can't win a fight with. Because I'm not hitting you. Now you're going to abuse me. Whereas somebody else who's reckless. Now you're reckless.
Yeah.
And so that's the whole that's the whole reason where now we're at the point where he sends me nothing except factual communications about my grandfather. I shut all of it down.
And anytime you say that again, Live?
In a romantic relationship, it is a little different. You don't have to obviously every person, including myself, and I feel like I have a fucking amazing relationship. You have to put your foot down. But depending on the severity of what if someone called you a bitch, Dante, some off rip.
Yeah. Right.
You already know that's there's no way it could ever work. If she's that comfortable off rip saying some shit like that, imagine what she'd be like comfortable. And it's not even obviously you created the ace, and that's the highest standard I believe a human being can hold himself to. And
it's also the best standard. I don't think
she's gonna be like.
I also don't think you could be a better human being if you follow those principles.
Yeah. I agree. I 100% agree. So it's if she's treating somebody with great principles that way, fuck just putting your foot down. It's not even it's not worth being around that because they're never going to ever rise to your level or your standard.
I'll give you a crazy thing, and I wasn't going to bring this up. So I don't know, but my sister died. When did she die?
3 years ago.
No, the new one. I lost another sister this weekend.
Oh, I didn't know this. I'm sorry.
Yeah, my sister died, but
not the
oldest one.
Okay.
She died Sunday.
Okay.
Right. Well, at least I found out she died Sunday. Right.
I would offer my condolences, but
now you can. It's fine.
This is fucking.
But here's the crazy thing. We had so much fucking trauma between us, right?
Yeah.
I won't go into the details, but what happened was there was a thing with a piece of property, and she had a lawyer that was scamming her.
She attempted to fuck you over.
But I'm not even getting to that. Yes, she tried to fuck me out of a house, a family house. But she specifically had, when we finally resolved it and we were getting ready to sell the house and split the money between me and my siblings, she had a lawyer who was clearly fucking her over, like trying to get a kickback from the broker.
And thus fucking you over.
Well, so it might have ended up being that, but it might have just been her, right? He was trying to get a kickback. So I said that we hadn't talked for years. And I said, listen, I just want you to know, this lawyer is trying to fuck you over. I believe they're trying to fuck you over. And you need to be aware of this and check a few things before you keep fucking with this lawyer. She went back to him and was like, you're not trying to fuck me over, are you? He was like, no.
Why would
never.
I do that?
Why would I do that? So anyway,
you know who's trying to fuck you over is your brother.
Your brother.
Now that's the guy you should look out for.
She said he basically told her that she shouldn't talk to me until we had all the proceedings with the real estate was done, because it would be better if we didn't. And she called me up and she was like, I checked and see if he was, but I had a conversation with him, but I just feel like we're not, it's best we don't talk.
Communicate through lawyers.
We go incommunicado until this whole thing is resolved. And I go, you're out of your fucking mind. I go, I'm coming to you like, yo, you might be getting fucked over by your lawyer when we don't even have a real good relationship, and your response is to me, you're not going to talk to me until this is resolved.
Dante, I believe we got a call.
Huh?
You want to got a call or chat? Oh, you give me. I'm sorry, I missed that.
There's a trust issue there.
I was like, I'm never talking to you again. Like, once we resolve this, I'll never speak to you again.
Yeah.
Because you've told me everything that I need to be told.
Yeah.
So when, so I had made up my mind about who this person was, and I made those moves. So when she passed, I mean, it's my sister, but she's never been good to me. And so, I don't want to see nobody die, but like, I also, it was like your sister died, and I was like, oh, let me finish watching SpongeBob.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'll be right back. Yeah.
So, but it's because
I believe you said about the other sister that I asked you if you were going to go to her funeral or whatever. You go, when she dies, he goes, if I have anything else to do, I'm not going. You go, if Fast and the Furious 17 comes out that weekend, I'm not going to see.
It's just horrible people, and we do this. So my point is people show you you all believe them. Now, if you like, and I respect what Pun is saying, that lateness is not negotiable. It's negotiable to him, and that's like, I tell dudes, if you're fucking with a crazy chick who fights and spits and calls you a motherfucker, and you're okay with that, who am I to tell you how to deal with that? What I would say is, if I will show you how to deal with people who are toxic like that, and how to maintain your own peace in a situation, and the way you do that is by being very clear about what you tolerate and what you don't tolerate.
Yeah.
If it's also if something, go ahead, say live.
Don't you believe that kind of behavior is incompatible with a happiness?
I think so, but I mean, Punisher.
But I think
also,
actually,
wait a minute. You got to also say Punisher got a whole roster. So he's not really invested.
There is a little disconnect between both of you.
Again.
There's a little disconnect.
No, not you. What'd you say, Live?
Bro,
No, I'm like, but like, yeah, he has a roster, of course. But I remember, like, when I was dating and stuff, I had a little roster. That was the person I would, like, in my mind, try to cycle out. Like, I knew it never was going to lead to anything. Of course, if you want to, like, just hook up or whatever and, like, keep around for that type of shit. But you're never going to, like, build anything meaningful or, like, have a really, like, something strong that you could ever develop with that person.
I mean,
like,
but that's, you got to also, you got to look at that
plus,
you also have to look at that from other people's, perspective. If it's not a problem to him, it's not a problem to him. I will not judge about. But Live, thanks for calling in, bro. I agree.
Bro, there is a disconnect, bro. What he's saying is completely different from what you're saying. You're talking about a dude that doesn't know his self-worth. He's talking about a dude, bro. How many women you been with? Okay, that dude is a Superman.
Break out
Right?
the
He
abacus.
molds into any character he needs to be to get the woman to him. And once he's done, and he's like, okay, I'm done with my mold. I'm going to move on because now you're going to move to the next one. That is a different person.
I agree. That's what I just said.
And you're talking about a dude that somehow gets one girl, and he's like trying to figure out.
I'm saying even if I have a roster, I want
I don't want
no problems.
But he is a mold, though. He changes. He's like a superhero.
Yeah.
That's different.
No, what it is he doesn't mind.
Like,
what do you mean a mole?
like mold, like you mold into any
mold, but
character
he's not
you
a
need.
mold.
That's not a
Like I'm
mold.
a piece of clay. I'm a piece of clay.
Yeah, like he fits into any
He's
curvature.
malleable.
That's my dude.
Exactly.
My dude.
That's don't,
Yeah.
don't,
That's why he got. That's his.
don't perpetuate his bad
encouraging
grammar.
That's his superpower, bro. That's his fucking superpower.
That he molds.
That's a player, bro.
I mean,
You're
yeah.
like comparing two different, like the dude that doesn't know his self-worth to a dude that understands everything, like about what to get to.
That's
to go.
not. Look, here's what I'm going to say to you. You can create create the boundaries wherever you want the boundaries. The point is, if that is something that is non-negotiable for you, you have to nip that in the butt right away. It is what it is, and if you don't do that, here's why Sheree look like Mr. Clean.
Yeah,
you got a white T-shirt on.
That ain't a joke.
By the way, before I did want to read this one chat to somebody. Dante, I just want to say I love you very much. This is from Gilbert Aponte. Dante, I just want to say I love you very much, and you save my life. You are the brightest life in the darkest times. Thank you for everying that you do. There we
I
go.
appreciate you, Gilbert. Yo,
Thank
we
you,
got to shut
Gilbert.
this down and get it together.
That's it.
Want to make sure we got that
so
one in
let me
there.
just make it real quick. We're going to be doing the show at 6 o'clock sharp. We'll be live 6 o'clock
On
sharp.
Tuesdays.
So get the phone. We're going to have the phones up. We're going to be making calls and stuff like that. We still knocking all the kinks out of it. And, real quick, Harry, you want to plug something?
Just go to all my social media at Harry Turjanian. And if you like what we're doing here, make sure you go to the Patreon, patreon.com/manschool202. That's where we do bonus content. They think this summer we're going to break down the Black Phillip episodes and watch those. And it's a fun time. It's a great way to support the show and keep this moving. Otherwise, go to at Harry Turjanian.
Yep. At Get Punished, all social medias, and check out the book and Search for Freezer Meat, where I give you my game.
the mold game.
Vishnu.
Vishnu Vaka Comedy, all social media, and vishnuvaka.com.
All right. Yo, GYBB, get your balls back. WWDD, What Would Dante Do? The Sexual Revolutions, BM Podcast. And I love y'all, man. Peace. We out of here.
Peace, bro.